So we had the secretary of the irrigation scheme speak to us about the advantages of the project, because there was a review of the project. And one of the things that he spoke about was the increases in yield that they've experienced. And things that he was mentioning was onions, that they used to have about 25 to 30 bags per acre, and that they were now harvesting 70 bags per acre. And they ascribed that directly to their ability to know where the water was, and especially where the fertilizer was. And that was due to the use of the chameleon and the wetting front detector in combination.
Some of the advantages they've seen with the use of the chameleon is that firstly, they have seen a saving in terms of pumping costs, because they are able to know that once they've irrigated and it's showing that there's still some moisture, they don't need to irrigate. So they can save some money through not pumping. Otherwise, before they were using the chameleon, they would just pump and irrigate, pump and irrigate. So by using the chameleon, they're able to save on the money. And secondly, it's like because they are able to know that there's still some moisture in the crop in the field, they can wait for some days, and that gives them time to work on other activities other than spending all the time irrigating.
Komanso mbewu yathu mapeza kuti ikupanga yero chifukwa kuti zambiri nutrients zambiri atakupita pansi.
Okay, he's saying from their experience, the time they were just irrigating or over irrigating, they would see that, or they would sense that all the nutrients they've applied, the fertilizer they've applied, would be washed away to maybe other places, and at the same time they would maybe just see the results through the yellowing of the crop, and that will say maybe we've been over irrigating, but that becomes maybe already too late. With the chameleon, they are able to know the right time to come in with irrigation. And if they are able to follow the use of the chameleon, they will be able, and they have witnessed higher yields than before.
And then one of the officials was very powerful about this. They said, yes, 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 but how many farmers were able to achieve this? Because only 20 farmers in the scheme had the tools. And the farmers were very quick to respond to that by saying, you know what, normally we've had about 8 to 9 trucks of the buyers coming to the scheme going out of here with onions. And this year there were 38 trucks going out of here. So it's definitely not just the 20 out of the however many farmers. Many of the other farmers were learning from them and therefore achieving those increased yields.
Ndi chameleon ukhoza kumathatira mathili amati.
Okay, she's saying we are a number of us are farmers, and each farmer would like to irrigate his plot or her plot, and so there's like a conflict amongst the farmers. I need water, somebody also needs water, but with the use of the chameleon, it will help them to sort out such conflicts that would say, okay, my field is still moist, okay, you can irrigate your plot while I'm waiting.
The Irrigation Management Committee can testify that I'm no longer as troublesome as I was in the past in terms of asking for water. I used to ask for water every day, but nowadays with the use of the chameleon and the full stop, and also using my local knowledge, I can dig to find out where my roots are and how wet it is, where the root zone is, and then I only ask for water when there is need to.
And one of the things I kept stressing was that please don't just realize that after this research project is finished, we're still going to need these tools. And you know, that's quite apart from the repeated requests for more tools, because there were so many of their neighboring farmers who wanted to have the tools as well, because they've trained the other farmers around them. Farmers see the tools and they come and ask, and then they would train them on how this works and how it was possible to irrigate less often. And that was important to them, because by irrigating less, they save not only water, which is one thing, they save the fertilizer, which is important because that touches their pocket, doesn't wash away, but they also save time. And they were very adamant about that. Up to 4 days a week they could save and then use that time, as they said, on other practices, on building out their businesses and that sort of thing.
Anthu amene adakhala pansi kaya ndi boma kaya ndi bungwe amene anayamba kufukula kuti tizitsatira madzalidwe akamiliyoni mathidwe amadzi.
Firstly, I want to thank those that sat down to think about the invention of the chameleon, whether it's a government or a non-governmental organization, whether it's a person or whatsoever, but those that sat down and thought of inventing this technology has to be thanked.
So we were blown away by that.